The siRNA treatment allows for a myriad of major organs to be directly targeted without damaging the surrounding organs or even risking damage on any tissue not in direct contact with the cancerous cells. This is a huge improvement on the high area damage of radiation treatment, which causes burns to the inside and outside tissue of the cancerous organ, as well as risk to any damage to any organs that lie between the target organ and the radiation beam. The introduction of the nitrogen and phosphate ratio manipulation and hybrid carbon delivery nanotech solves the issue of the application of gene therapy as a treatment option. Current treatments of chemo risk healthy cell death, and even current virulent engineered DNA delivery risks infection of other cells by the host virus, which can damage those healthy cells. These new methods of application lower the risk to nearly zero and offer optimal delivery of treatment without casualty to healthy and non-cancer contributing cells and tissue. As someone who has witnessed firsthand the amount of damage cancer and the treatment of it can cause, I know that there are better ways. The current issue that the medical research field faces is outside scrutiny by those who do not understand how any of it works. This problem is seen time and time again, where either someone encounters misinformation and assumes it as fact, or reads something beyond their understanding and draws false conclusions from the data. The sad fact, though, is that these kinds of people can have social influence, which does not belong in the medical field, and they use it to discredit very valuable research and discoveries. This wouldn't be a problem if medical foundations responsible for such groundbreaking research weren't reliant on public and private funding. When their image is lowered due to these outspoken and lowly educated public influencers, they often lose support and therefore funding, and they can't continue the research. One of my personal goals is to always have factual proof for any claim I make, and to always make sure that something that is delivered to me as fact is actually correct before believing it and employing it in any regard. By laying out my research in simpler fashions and by providing easy to understand follow-up, I'm hoping to revolutionize the way research is viewed from an outside perspective. In a perfect world, anybody who did not have knowledge of the subject would have nothing to do with it. But in this world, that is sadly not the case. So we have to adapt in order to overcome. Education and understanding by the masses must happen if science wants to advance any further in the modern age. The conclusion is that something not known to most people is just how incredible cancer cells are. Cancer is so efficient in both its manifestation and continued metastation, and it's so complicated that there's no one way to stop it from forming and growing. In summary, there is no one cure, and there will never be. Effective treatment and elimination of these incredibly complicated cancer cells is something that can only be achieved through multiple efforts and multiple treatment options. And with each advancement to each of these separate efforts, we as humans come one step closer to overcoming the most widespread and deadly disease that mankind has ever encountered, which is cancer. And these are a list of all the references I used.